December 9, 2023. I just want to take a picture down here and how much things have changed over 20 years. Everything's dead and done. Just in the frame of this picture right here, probably 18 trees are gone. Another 8 or 9 over on this side. Some of these are still standing or dead. But we did clean it up. And this was meditation oaks at one time. Just this little pile right here that I'm standing in. You can still see the bricks of where the chair sat. And oh, my little Buddha's fallen over again. But he resides right there. And it was entirely 100% covered in shade. You couldn't see past any of this. All this that you're seeing through is a result of me thinning out the dead and dying branches. Right in front of us, 3 trees. You can still see 2 trunks right here that were huge. We couldn't walk this way. This was not possible when I first got here. Absolutely. All across the way over there was undeveloped too. They just did this less than a year ago. So for 20 years, this was totally wild out here. But this is right in between those 2 trees, 2 big trees, if you could see through there. Without the glare, that's where Mom and Dad's ashes are. And that little chair, that's what I brought down there just to have a resting spot. And we're just kind of walking back through here to the back side of the millionaire's house. That's what I named this area when I first started clearing it. It was just big enough right here for a little tent type size at 100%. Hidden, solid, rock solid. And now it's all thinned down. Of course, all this across the way, just I've had to get used to that. But we're still able to get the trail looking nice. Kind of give you, well, I can't get the glare of the sun. We're down here by one of my sinkhole spots. Water sinks down that hole right there. We're on one of the original trails right here. It's been a 90% reduction. 90% reduction. And green in growth. All that's been removed is dead growth. So, killed from drought and cedar. Cedar's roots are shallower and can get the water first in the drought condition. And plus, wherever cedar touches, comes in contact with, will kill. Prime example, this guy right here, which I've already took away all the cedar, but it was way too late. He's probably going to die, but I'm letting him go because he's alive on the limbs, and I don't believe in taking him down until he's down. But the cedar right here killed him. And this happens hundreds of times, and I've had to fix it hundreds of times. The fix being take the cedar away from the oak. It's as simple as that. Some people prefer to take all the cedars down, but I kind of want to live with them. So where they can grow allowable, they grow. Where they're in interference, they go. So I've just dipped out, recovered from the heavy freeze storm that killed everything, broke things down, hundreds of trees falling down. I've still got maybe 3 or 4 areas that I have to deal with that are minimal comparatively. For example, we're coming up on the one right here to the left here, if I can divert for a second. Because I haven't gotten back out here with the chainsaw, but here's a a limb that had fallen off. That's a pretty good size. That's what, 20 feet long. And the debris fell for it. Let's get back on the trail. Catch up with my ducks. We're on the original trail right here for just a little short. The original trail followed the rocks because straight ahead you couldn't go. It was too dense. You had to walk up there to where that green is and veer off to the right. All of this that I'm about to walk on here was unobtainable. Again, for excessive growth. This is crossing paths with the ATV path that cuts through here. There's no such thing as a straight path on my road. You always see curvy. What's the point of straight? Excuse me. Well, we're coming backside. Again, we're right next to the property line, so we're doing a perimeter walk. Oh, as far as you can see. And here's, of course, my place. Heavily defoiled area. Forest area. This was the backside of No Way Out that we're coming into right here. This little opening right here. I just did these rocks things up here. Had an opening right through there. And there was a sign there for years that said No Way Out, because the ridge rocks around here. And this open spot right here was an open spot, but there was no way out except for that area right there. In the back is the big giant oak that we've tried to save 3 if not 4 times now. You can see all the woodwork around it. Ancient oak, but it suffered severely from everything. All this was the end of No Way Out. This was the open area of No Way Out that I just talked about. And this was the end of it. Cactus was right here. Of course, I've removed over 95% of all my cactus and relocated it to cactus relocation piles. This road was literally cut in here. I like to say as the same as a tunnel borer would do. Uh-oh, I gotta catch up with the dogs because they ran off here. There they are. Okay. And then I'd come out here and cut my way through 6, 8, 10, 15 feet a day, clearing it out and deciding where it's going to go, because you can't just go plowing through with a rig of sorts. You have to be able to clear things, so that's what we did here. And on the human trail, as I'll put it in the center of the picture, way behind the trees, way up there. So all this whole acre and a half, 2 acres down here, totally was useless from an accessibility point of view. This was opened into a big cactus pile right here. As you can see, it heals up pretty fast. All that little greeny clover, if you look at stuff, is growth coming up after me, clearing it out. I do piles. I don't, let me see, an invasive here has to be pulled up. This is an invasive. I don't care what you call it. It's a fucking invasive. Okay, so little tiny tree pulled up every time you see. Catch up with my boys up here to me. We're coming to a back corner over here to the right. Where the property corner is, that is. It's pretty cool in there because it's just a lot roomier than it looks because of what I've done going in there. And this beautiful oak I've saved. When you got here 20 years ago, you didn't know it was there because the cedars had totally engulfed it. You can still see 1, 2, 3 major stumps, 4 major stumps all the way around it. That's the major stumps. Forget about the little stuff. And it was totally gone, and I saved it. Unfortunately, couldn't say the same about the granddaddy of them all here. This big, gigantic oak tree was beautiful. It had a Y type of, no, a three-way split, Y more than the three. You can still see some of the Y. That big chunk came off from up here. It was so big that it came off the first time. And behind me here, this tree mess up here, we started the whole death. That whole crack up of this limb here was involved because of that huge chunk falling, and it fell and stayed in the air up there, and that's, oh, it's got to be 20 feet. And I had to cut it down, so it was quite a chore. Right here on the ground in the middle of the picture, I had a cord of wood for years until I finally cleared it out and started doing something with it. I'm leaving the rest of this carcass here because it's a habitat thing. This really cool booger gets all up in here when animals do it, but it's all connected through holes in the wood. But and it comes out the other end and everything else. So, and that one is the same. We try to keep her alive. She still shows signs, but then she's dead. I'm not about to do any more. Just let her, like me, just leave me alone and we'll go when we'll go. Clearing out all these in here. I think you should get this sugar. By the way, lazy bone. Lazy bone tickle tummy. And burgers over here. We just reworking out here just the other day because of this tree and cedar problem. I still got a problem here. And the problem is that cedar is holding, I think, supporting that weight for now. I can't really take him down at the moment, but I don't know what to do at this point, but I need to just keep it in mind. This is one of my debris location setups. We're very in our downhill fascia sense of things. This one happens to be just a cedar fascia. It's curved in the shape of a cup coming downhill. We're looking uphill here. And the debris is all on the uphill side. There's usually rocks on the other ones. I have rocks right here in the front, running all along the front. And this is all cut down to what I call 20 to 1. If you give me a rod of cedar, I'll cut it so there's 20 pieces. Okay, so it's thrown in here and all this is stomped down. So you can stand on this. And it's just about 2.5, 3 feet high. And it's cut away like this also for animal shelter. To give a habitat situation. So here we are with that problem that I'm worried about right there. It can't be supporting it live. Now, if this thing were dead, it'd be one thing, but it's going to continue to grow. And I told you, if a cedar touches the oak, it's going to kill it. It already has. You can see the knobs that are died naturally. And so the rest has already been cut off by the sun. All of this in here was killed by cedar. These low-hanging ones right here because of all this huge, gigantic cedar growth right here. Coming back out the back side, looking uphill at the berm situation. You can count them. There's many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the picture. And some more hidden debris piles. There's a backside of unfinished cactus relocation. Walking back over here a little bit. This is the ATV path, takes off that way. We can walk down, and this was actually a trail right through here. It was only very narrow. It looks open here, but it wormed its way around here. And we just cleared all of this in the last couple of months. But let me just show you this little triangular area. These guys were totally engulfed, so in the early days, this was an intersection, but I don't do things normally, so there was a path coming in over there that ran through there, and this path here, I could either go down that way, or I could go that way, so it forms a triangular intersection rather than a T intersection. Pretty cool. And this was totally engulfed until it died. This was a massive die-off, and I don't know why to this day. massive. I mean, the growth here was beyond description, and you're seeing just old skeletons of stuff left over, not the original death. Not the original death. Oh, it's long gone. There's stubs in the ground and stuff. But our goal late has been to save what I can, save the cedars. From killing the oaks, and trying to give habitat and erosion control at the moment, in addition to external water feeding for the animals' sake. But as you see, I think I'm doing some good. This grass was never here, ever here. This is my doing. The greenery is my doing. When I first got here, the cedars and the fire ants and the rocks and the overgrowth was just ruled. Everything else suffered. This was a huge project that we're walking through right now that was completely, well, how many times have I said that now? Every single time I mention cedar covered, that even where we're walking, let me turn around and show you. But I had to get to this gigantic, beautiful oak and save her. And the oak over there behind that one too. And what you're not seeing was the massive 2-time fall down, tear up, winter damage, blow, you call it, winter storms. And finally cleared it all out, accumulated stuff so that it doesn't look like shit, a disaster bomb. This is just some of the leftovers, the firewood that you don't want to throw out or burn, you want to use it. And this is a small cedar, cactus relocation with the rock bottom and the cedar tops. There's another one right down there. So walking back around, and if I hope we can find my boys who just wasn't paying attention to where they went, but they normally go back this way. Hopefully we're breaking back into the backside of the house. And the house is back up there, if you can see through there's sugar over there. When I first got here, my cactus cleanup was so massive, because everywhere you stepped with the cactus, everywhere, that I put it right here in this greenery right here. And it was 25 to 30 foot diameter, about 4 foot high. And last time I got a big machine that, scraper, tractor, whatever you call it, that car came out here and rolled all that stuff together, and that's what that hump is that you see over there. That's really a cactus heel. That's where the poor dead animals go when birds die hitting the windows, or dead animals in the trough or something. They get on top of this, and the birdies will come take care of them from there. But you can stand on it. It's a mountain. It's not really sticky or anything, and it's grown in grass, like tremendously. Absolutely. But it's made 90% of removed cactus. So here we are at the backside. Chicks checking out the animal water side. That's one of the animal waters that I have. There's 2 that are out here. The other one's down there in the middle of the acres, approximately back in there. Quite a ways. We'll walk backside here, show you the backside of the garden. This is the longest video we've ever made, 18-minute video. Probably run out of room here. I'm not planting anything currently. It is, December, and I don't like planting winter gardens because it just ain't worth it. There's one of my 4 girls. There's 4 chickens. They roam free within the interior zones, not the exterior and interior are differentiated by these animal fencing that you see there. And that's about it. We're back to the house here in a minute. We'll get back through this little maze. This whole area was a maze at first. Not your friend either. So it's gonna come around here. No, got his legs everywhere. To my great grandma and grandpa dog cedars. They are older than you can imagine, but oops, what happened? Did we flip on me? Something flipped on me. They're older than you're gonna be. And I'm keeping her going because I'm keeping her trimmed. Ready to go. Come on, sugar. And that brings us back to the man gate. We only start filming halfway through from the middle. So there's another little half inches to go from. This is all doing this. This is all my doings. And we hope you enjoyed this show. There's the rest of the girls.